My topic is a difficult one. It is a sad one. It is to cover the last days of the life of the Prophet ﷺ. Let's start insha'Allah ta'ala, and may Allah Rabbul Izzah grant me the tawfiq to speak in the light of the Quran and the Sunnah. Islam started in Ramadan, you would remember. قال سبحانه إنا أنزلناه في ليلة القدر. قال سبحانه شهر رمضان الذي أنزل فيه القرآن. قال سبحانه إنا أنزلناه في ليلة مباركة إنا كنا. So this is the month of Ramadan, and the Prophet is in the cave in Ramadan, and then Jibreel came in Ramadan. So Ramadan came and Ramadan went, and Ramadan came and Ramadan went. And every Ramadan, Jibreel would come to the Prophet ﷺ and ask him to recite the Quran, or the hadith says, teach him the Quran. And the Rasul used to be in i'tikaf. So for the 10 days, Jibreel would cover the whole Quran with him. And then came the 23rd Ramadan. This is on the 10th year after Hijrah. In this Ramadan, something different happened. The Rasul salawatu rabbi wa salamuhu alayh went into i'tikaf. Jibreel came, recited the Quran, taught him the Quran cover to cover in the 10 days. And then he saw a dream that what you're seeking is ahead of you. Extend your i'tikaf. So the Rasul extended the i'tikaf by 10 days. And in the dream he had seen his forehead was on the ground. He lifted it, and the soil and water was dripping down the blessed face. And he extended the i'tikaf, and the rain came. And he sallallahu alayhi wasallam lifted his forehead from the sujood, and the soil of the earth and the water ran down his face as it was in the dream. And then in this 10 days, Jibreel recited the Quran again and made the Prophet recite it, or taught him the Quran again. And this made the Prophet ﷺ think, why twice? Why twice this year? And the Prophet is the most learned of the servants of Allah about Allah Rabbul Izzah. As such, when the Zul Arsh al-Majid and Fa'alul lima yurid gives a hint, the one to understand it most is the Prophet ﷺ. And when the hint came, almost like you're trying to solve something, you go, ah. It was that ah moment. That, what is the meaning of this? Why twice? And in his heart of hearts, he understood it. And this is Ramadan. That Jibreel has made me recite this twice. It is the extra caution of the heavens to ensure that the correct message has been delivered and the correct message is left behind. And it means that perhaps my time has come to an end and I might be departing imminently. But the hearts of the prophets are huge, metaphorically. Like the oceans, they bear the vessels that come and go. And he sallallahu alayhi wasallam didn't utter a word about this to anyone. And then it's Ramadan. After Ramadan is the month of Shawwal. And around this time, he sent Mu'adh ibn Jabal, as Sheikh Siraj Wahaj talked about. Go to Yemen and teach the people their religion. And they say he was walking with Mu'adh, and Mu'adh was on the mount on his right, and the Rasul is walking next to him, giving him the advices that we heard. And then towards the end of this walk and this advice, he says, Ya Mu'adh, إنك عسى ألا تلقاني بعد عامي هذا. O Mu'adh, it might be that you will not see me after this again. When your father tells you that you might not see me after this trip again, it tugs at the heart. It makes you sentimental, emotional. The Rasul wasn't their father. He was the dearest thing to them. You know, in battle, Talha ibn Ubaidullah stood up. He said, Ya Rasul, lower your neck. Nahri duna nahrik. Better my throat than your throat. Let the arrows hit me and not hit you, O Prophet of Allah. They would meet him and say, فَدَيْنَاكَ بِآبَائِنَا وَأُمَّهَاتِنَا يَا رَسُولَ اللَّهِ. May our fathers and mothers be sacrificed for you, O Prophet. Their love for the Prophet was unmatched. Now the Rasul says, Ya Mu'adh, you might not see me after this. And he says, you might return and find my masjid and my qabr, but I mightn't be here. So they say Mu'adh, فَبَكَى Mu'adh, and Mu'adh wept. But look at the heart. He doesn't say, خلاص ya Rasul, I will stay here until inshallah the ajal passes. But he says, the order of the messenger has come for me to go to Yemen. I will go, I mightn't see my Rasul after. So Mu'adh went, and this was the first hint he gave to one of the ummah. And then after Shawwal came Dhul Qa'dah, and the messengers were sent out. Go and declare, make the proclamation that the Rasul is going to Hajj this year. And you must understand, the peninsula has become Muslim. And thousands have become Muslims, but not seen their Prophet, not talked to their Prophet, not sat with their Prophet. Now is an opportunity, an excuse to go with the Rasul on this blessed journey to Hajj. So people flocked into Medina. The scholars say 100,000 came. Muslims from as far and wide as you can imagine into Medina to join with the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam and this Hajj. And then 4 days left from Dhul Qa'dah. The Rasul marches out. It's a Saturday, and it is Zuhr. He sallallahu alayhi wasallam prayed Zuhr, and he marched out to Dhul Hulayfa. He stayed in Dhul Hulayfa the night, and in the morning after Zuhr, put on his ihram and started to move towards Hajj. And Jabir ibn Abdullah says, I looked ila madda basari, so far as my eyes could see. Between the hands of the Prophet, as in front of the Prophet, there were people either walking or riding. And I looked at his right, so far as my eyes could see, there were Muslims going to Hajj with him, riding or walking, and on his left and behind him. And this is almost a gift of Allah Rabbul Izzah. Like, Ya Rasul, do you remember when they used to torture you? Do you remember when they used to pelt you with stones? Do you remember when they traced your steps, abusing you and chucking abuses at you? Today, look at the fruits of your toils, O Muhammad. The Jazeera has become Muslims. Your religion has reigned supreme. Allah Rabbul Izzah has brought about justice on the tongue of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam and in the sunnah that he left. So he came out to Hajj, and in this Hajj, it is the first hint he gives the ummah. He says,